Alright, so it's been a minute since we have done a lust video, and so today we are talking all about lust in Leo. We have already covered lust from Aries to Cancer. For those of you that are new here, we are not talking about lust the feeling, but lust the asteroid, which you can find if you look up asteroid 4386. So we're going to start off with the good stuff when we're talking about lust in Leo, and then we're going to talk about the shadow side, and then at the end, I'll talk about some fields that I think this placement would really excel in. So if there ever was a placement that had a praise tank, lust in Leo would be it, because this placement desires that appreciation and adoration from other people, not just the person that they're with, but just kind of whoever they come in contact with. And to be fair, they are naturally charming because they're naturally heart-driven and passionate, and that is so fascinating to people. People are drawn to that. They are the flame that just kind of draws people in. A while ago, I read a study that was talking about relationships where you show your partner, or at the very least, just tell your partner that you appreciate them often. Those relationships usually last much longer than relationships where that's not happening. And I definitely say lust in Leo is going to be one of those placements, or people with those placements really resonate with that. In particular, we can see this placement really craving that admiration and sometimes validation for their creativity and leadership ability. Because if we're going to talk about sex with lust in Leo, it is a balance of affection and dominance as well as passion. And by the way, these people love elaborate role play that can be turned on by like luxurious settings and like getting busy in those luxurious settings. I have lust in Capricorn and it's on my ascendant, and I resonate with this so hard. And so many people don't know what I'm talking about when I tell them that having any sort of like relations in like very like snazzy, fancy areas just gets me going, and so I'm turned on by like luxury. But lust in Leo understands this. But getting back to the desire and love part of lust in Leo, these people are going to be the ones that they really want to feel like they're the lead in like the ultimate love story. Maybe in their own like rom-com that they are playing in their head, but bottom line is they want to be the center of someone's world. They are that, essentially, but they also want to feel like that. They want to be appreciated and loved as such. And honestly, love that for them. Speaking of which, when it comes to partners, we can really see them being great cheerleaders, whether it's like in romantic relationships or just kind of any relationship. These people are the biggest cheerleaders for others. Sometimes that can come from whether or not they've had it in the past or not. It can come from some form of projection because they do expect that cheerleadership in return. They want that for themselves, and so they give that for other people. Now, the shadow side with lust in Leo can be that with that need for cheerleadership, sometimes this placement can veer into fishing for compliments or just expecting that praise, appreciation, and external validation to be given because they gave it. And God help you if you don't give it back. This placement can really fall into vanity and over-seeking external validation. They can really fall into arrogance and just kind of self-centeredness as well. With the self-centeredness, I don't think that it comes from a place of malice. I think it more comes from just kind of disregard and like bulldozing other people without the disregard of the impact that it has on other people. But can they become serial attention seekers? Absolutely. So yes, by the way, like I said, God help you if you don't give it back, because if this placement doesn't feel like they're being appreciated or supported in the way that they feel like they are giving to you, they might stay in the relationship, but they might spread their light elsewhere at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. Also, another shadow side of this placement is going to be like this almost like martyr victim kind of trope that they put themselves into, where it's kind of like heavy as the crown, but they're doing it like with their hand on their forehead. But this is more to like guilt others into appreciating and admiring them. Finally, bossiness can be the downside to the very positive leadership qualities that Lust in Leo has as a placement. Bossiness can really become an issue because it's part of the dominance that comes with Leo as well. These people, for that reason, we talked about how I would speak on some work fields that this placement would do really well in. Event planning. They would do great in event planning, I think. Also, anything in the performance arts, I mean, were we really surprised? So, actors, dancers, and all around entertainers, I think they would do well in the arts, as well as like creative direction, too, or even like visibility in marketing and like branding coaching, like visibility coaching, branding and marketing. I think they would do well in that field as well. Leadership roles, as well as like, what are those people, like art dealers? So like arts, or like luxury industries. So it doesn't have to be like just arts. It can just be like anything that has to do with like luxury, anything that has to do with feeling like the king or queen. These people, I think, would do really well in. So yeah, at their worst, this placement can definitely be a terror and a tyrant. But at their best, they have the great ability to inspire other people, to get that hunger and drive and focus, to not only survive situations, but thrive in them and really go after the success that you only dream of, and you achieve it. They are those people that inspire other people to do that naturally because they do it all the time. My only final point for Lust in Leo is that they just want to be very aware about how, like, what people are falling in love with them. Are people falling in love with the persona that they are giving to the world, or are people actually falling in love with them? Because those are two different things. But other than that, you guys, that is all I have for Lust in Leo. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have Lust in Leo. I'd love to hear from you. But other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next one.